Welcome to the Coin Atlantis channel, the old and rare coins channel. Do not forget to click on the like button and activate the subscription bell until you receive all new on our channel. 2000 P Sacagawea dollar value. How much is it worth today in 2024? Most coin varieties do not deserve an video of their own. But the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar obviously is not most coin varieties. If you want to learn what makes this variety so special and how it got a separate video, so keep watching this video. Besides that, expect expending your coin knowledge with info about 2000 P Sacagawea value, history, mintages, and much more. Let's go. History. The history of almost any coin starts with the coin that was used before it. The one American people used before the Sacagawea dollar was Susan B. Anthony dollar. Even though Susan B. Anthony dollar was unpopular amongst the general population when it first appeared in 1979, by the 90s, it became quite utilized in vending machines and mass transit systems. However, because the coin was not minted since 1981, its supply became scarce, which is why there were several bills proposed to restart its minting. In addition to that, legislation that asked for the redesigning of the Anthony dollar appeared. U.S. Treasury did both. First, they resumed the minting process of Susan B. Anthony dollar for a year in 1999 to keep up with the demand until new coins were ready for circulation. Then, in 2000 they released new dollar coins that are called Sacagawea. The official date when the search for the new design started is March 20, 1997, as that is the day when Republican Representative Michael Castle of Delaware introduced a bill in which he requested that the Statue of Liberty appears on the new dollar coin. In 1998, Treasury Secretary Robert Rubin formed a dollar coin design advisory committee, which had 9 members, and tasked it with finding an appropriate design for the new coin. One of his instructions regarding the new design was that it should feature one or more women that are not alive anymore. The Dollar Coin Design Advisory Committee got a lot of proposals by phone, mail, and email. In June 1998, they also got together to listen to proposals given by the public. After going through all these submissions, they recommended using a depiction of Sacagawea, a member of the Shoshone tribe who was the guide in the Lewis and Clark expedition. This expedition, also known Corps of Discovery Expedition, was a journey undertaken by the United States to traverse the recently obtained western region of the country following the Louisiana Purchase. So, after it was decided that a depiction of Sacagawea would grace the new coin, 23 artists were asked to submit their proposals. They were given some guidelines, of which the most important ones are that Sacagawea should appear on the obverse, eagle, a symbol of peace and freedom on the reverse, and that they avoid creating an image of a European face wearing a Native American headwear. Out of 23 submitted coin design proposals, U.S. Mint chose 6 obverse and 7 reverses. They then reduced that to 3 obverse and 4 reverses after further consideration and polling people. Lastly, Mint sent these design submissions to the United States Commission of Fine Arts, which would make the final decision. The commission selected a design by sculptor Glenna Goodacre that included Sacagawea and her baby son, on the obverse, and a flying eagle reverse designed by Mint's own sculptor and engraver Thomas D. Rogers. 2000 P Sacagawea dollar obverse. 2000 P Sacagawea dollar obverse features a portrait of Sacagawea in Hidatsa custom, looking back with her son on her back. Obverse designer Glenna Goodacre selected Randiel Hidao Teton as the person who would pose as Sacagawea. The depiction of Sacagawea's son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, was modeled after 1-year-old Adam Schalls. Running along the top periphery is the inscription Liberty, while the official motto of the United States of America, "In God We Trust," is located on the obverse's left side next to Sacagawea's hair. The mint year, 2000, appears in the lower right section to the right of Sacagawea's shoulder. The mint mark P, which stands for Philadelphia, is just beneath it. Lastly, the designer's initials, GG, are hidden in Sacagawea's shawl in the bottom center part of the obverse. 2000 P Sacagawea dollar reverse. Besides the eagle, the reverse of the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar features the writing United States of America around the top rim and the denomination $1 around the bottom rim. The motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one from Latin, shares the center stage with the eagle. An interesting detail is the 17 stars that encircle the eagle. 17 was the number of states that were part of the Union during the 1804 Lewis and Clark expedition. Finally, the initials of the designer, Thomas D. Rogers, can be seen on the right beneath the eagle's tail and next to the R part of the denomination. 2000 P Sacagawea Dollar specifications. 2000 P Sacagawea Dollar weighs 8.1 grams, has a diameter of 26.49 mm, a thickness of 2.0 mm, and a round edge. The composition of this 100-cent coin is quite interesting since it consists of 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel. 2000 P Sacagawea Dollar value. The huge demand for dollar coins in the 90s led the US Mint to believe that people would continue using them in huge amounts in the 2000s, which is why they produced a whopping 767,140,000, 2000 P Sacagawea dollars. However, the Sacagawea did not appear in the frequency the US Mint hoped for, in part due to the design of the obverse. If the Republican Representative Michael Castle, who advocated for the Statue of Liberty design, he is probably saying, "I told you so." Anyway, the huge mintage meant that the 2000 P Sacagawea dollars were not that expensive. For example, in about uncirculated grade, these Goldie coins are worth around their face value. 2000 P Sacagawea dollars in mint state 65 are worth almost $7. Do not despair, though. If you have a specimen that is MS68 or 67, you could earn a lot of money, since when we look at some auctions, we find that they are worth thousands of dollars. Furthermore, you can make tens of thousands because some of the most expensive 2000 P Sacagawea dollars were sold for amounts such as $117,500, $88,125, $56,350, etc. The coin's condition is quite important, but factors such as timing, location, and auction firm also matter. 2000 P Cheerios Sacagawea dollar value. In hopes of encouraging the US population to use certain coins, the US Mint started collaborating with some commercial businesses. One of them was General Mills, a manufacturer of breakfast cereals and other foods. As a part of the collaboration, General Mills packaged 5,500, 2000 P Sacagawea dollars in some of their Cheerios cereal boxes and marketed this collaboration as a treasure hunt. In 2005, a coin collector named Pat Braddock noticed that the 2000 P Sacagawea dollars from the Cheerios boxes have a different design from the normal 2000 P Sacagawea dollars, since the eagle's feathers on their reverse are enhanced. Although a team of experts opened what is thought to be a sealed and authentic box of Cheerios and found a 2000 P Sacagawea dollar without the enhanced feathers, the US Mint denied this with a statement that said that General Mills was sent 5,500, 2000 P Sacagawea dollars with accentuated feathers. Whatever the truth, it is needless to say that 2000 P Cheerios Sacagawea golden dollar coins are really valuable. The lowest price one was ever sold for is $2,160, in mint state 68, they are worth around $45,000. Next time you see a 2000 P Cheerios Sacagawea, please check the eagle's feathers. 2000 P Goodacre Sacagawea dollar value. Glenna Goodacre was not just an artist but a businesswoman as well. The prize for winning the coin design competition was $5,000, which she requested be given to her in the form of 5,000 2000 P Cheerios Sacagawea dollars. The US Mint struck these dollars on burnished planchets, giving them a special proof-like or specimen look. After receiving the coins, Goodacre auctioned and sold 3,000 of them for a price of $200 per specimen. For those of you who are too lazy to do the math, that is $600,000. Talk about making a profit. She also sold the remaining coins to Jeff Garrett, a coin dealer who owns Mid-American Rare Coin Gallery in Lexington, Kentucky. By the way, Garrett would later go on to distribute those coins to the market via different coin dealers. The 2000p Goodacre presentation Sacagawea Dollar are not as expensive as the Cheerios variety, but they are also not anywhere close to cheap. Those in mint state 65 cost $630 for example. In some recent auctions, in 2024, some of them were sold in a price range from $5,000 to $8,500. 2000p Sacagawea Dollar list of errors. Technically speaking, 2000p Cheerios and Goodacre Sacagawea Dollars could be talked about in this section since they have features that deviate from the original design. However, those errors were made on purpose, which is not the case with true errors. So, here we will discuss those mistakes that were never meant to happen. 1. 2000p Sacagawea Dollar Wounded Eagle Error. An interesting name for an interesting mint error. As you know, the 2000p Sacagawea Dollar features a bald eagle in the middle of a flight. Some of the eagles on these golden dollars seem to be cut across the torso and the left wing, which explains the reason behind this mint error's name. In July 21, 2023, a specimen in mint state 68 with this mistake was purchased for $7,200. 2. 2000D Sacagawea Dollar, MS64 muled with a South Carolina quarter reverse. 22 years after its production at the Denver Mint, the only known example of a double-denomination mule error coin featuring a Sacagawea Dollar obverse and the reverse of a South Carolina state quarter dollar has been authenticated and certified as genuine by Professional Coin Grading Service. PCGS graded the mule coin as mint state 64. A mule is a coin struck with obverse and reverse dies not intended to be paired together. For this error, illustrated nearby, a reverse die intended for use in striking South Carolina quarter dollars was paired with a Sacagawea Dollar obverse die in a coinage press dedicated for dollar coin output. There are approximately 18 known examples of that mule, and when examples appear at auction, they routinely hammer down in excess of $100,000. 3. 2000p Sacagawea Dollar muled with a statehood quarter. In May 2000, Frank Wallace of Mountain View, Arkansas, found what has been called the Holy Grail of U.S. mint errors and the find of the millennium, in a 25-coin roll of uncirculated business strike Sacagawea dollars withdrawn from the local First National Bank and Trust. This was the first official mule error known to have been found on a U.S. coin and was what Dave Kamir of NGC described as a historic first for the coin hobby. This mule, with the 50-cent states quarter dollar obverse and the same year Sacagawea Dollar reverse, was struck on the Sacagawea Dollar planchet. While this error does not actually include a date on either face, since they were first discovered in 2000, which was also the first production year for the Sacagawea Dollar, it was only possible for them to have all been struck in 2000. Where recent sales average between $100,000 and $200,000, it can be estimated that if an example were to come to market today, it would probably sell for roughly $150,000. 2000p Sacagawea Dollar FAQ. Is a 2000p Sacagawea Dollar worth anything? If by anything you define any amount larger than 0 cents, then yes. If you define it as a substantial amount, then it depends on the mint condition of the coin. In lower grades, this type of dollar is worth its face value, while the MS65 brings $600. The value of 2000p Sacagawea dollars that are graded higher than is usually in the hundreds or even thousands. What makes the 2000p Sacagawea coin rare? The 2000p Sacagawea coins from the regular strike are not rare since there are more than 750 million copies of them. The rare 2000p Sacagawea dollars are the Cheerios variety, of which there are only 5,500 specimens, and the Goodacre variety, of which there is even less 5,000. As is the case with most coins, those that feature a mint error are also pretty rare, so watch out for that as well.